sowing seed. When you throw seed, we've talked about people coming and stealing the seed. It don't even get onto the soil. You throw seed and seed gets snatched up. And the seeds, your seed gets snatched up so quick by the enemy that it don't even have time to take root, or it don't even have time to go into it. And then we talked about it falling on hard surfaces where it can't grow. You get joy for that little time, but then something comes up and steals it because it can never take root. There's no foundation. And then we go into verse 5, and verse 5 says this. It says, I think I already read verse 5, so I'm going to go into verse 7. Verse 7 says, and some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. This is a good one right here. Some of us, it fell on it caught on there, and it got on the soil. But when it starts to get around other things, other people, other negative or other weeds, they start to choke it, and it chokes the life out of them. And you can't have joy. You can't have it because you're filled with so much negativity or animosity or anger that you can't even have joy. Mm-hmm. In verse 22, you want me to read verse 22 and then before you say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
And verse 22 it says, now he who receives seed among the thorns is he who hears the word and cares of the world of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful. We start to talk about these things, and we start to talk about how you get put into the thorn bushes. Well, you're trying to get fruit, but what happens? You can't. It's hard to spread the seed of love. It's hard to spread the seed of blessing when you're getting choked and suffocated.
Yeah, like Marcy says, she says, so that's why it's so important on what we feed ourselves and who we surround ourselves with.
That right there is huge. And that was the
doers, doers of the word.
And to put onto that is when you surround yourself around positive people and people that are going to love on you, you're going to love. You're going to be positive. Surround yourself around people you want to be like. Mm-hmm. Have you ever noticed though, and I'm going to go back and again I'm jumping ahead of myself, but I'll jump ahead of myself a little bit. Have you ever noticed that people that you hang around with, when you start to separate yourself, when you start to transform and you start to become a better person, those negative people, those other friends, they try and snatch you and bring you back in. They try and pull you back.
Misery loves company.
There it is. Misery.
We just spoke about that yesterday.
Company.
Misery loves company. And I'm not going to lie, there was time before where, you know what, I wanted someone to just be in my pity party with me. I needed that. I needed to drag people. But what I didn't realize is that I was bringing them down as well. And, like Sister Marcy said, it's so important. You got to be careful who you surround yourself with. You can be... And I'm going to say I wasn't always the most positive. I wasn't, somebody said something or anything and I heard it. Boy, I was ready. I was on guard. I was ready. Let's go. It's go time.
She wanted to fight.
But hey, thank God for His mercy and His grace, because that's what God does. He changes and He changes the heart. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that we're perfect, but we strive each and every day. And the most thing is that when you're doing something for God, when you're doing something to change your life and to be positive, people are going to see that. And sometimes it's not always a good thing, because sometimes people are going to want to go and steal those seeds that you have. The seeds that you were trying to plant, the seeds that you were trying to grow, and you're throwing them out there so other people can grow, because you want to see the growth not just in yourself, but you want to see it in other people. And you're putting out that positivity, and you're doing things to change your life. You're doing things to change your mindset, to change your spiritual, to change your physical. You're doing that, and you're putting that positivity out there. Not everyone is going to understand you or understand what you're doing. Now, they're not going to know what you're about or what you're trying to put out. They may think the opposite of you, because maybe they think that you're full of yourself. But it's not that. It's because they don't understand. But don't stop doing what you're doing, because I see a lot of positive, I see a lot of encouraging things out there. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to the negativity. If you know what's in your heart and you're doing it to uplift and encourage, then plant those seeds out there. Throw them out there. And the ones who are seeking, the ones who want to grow, they're going to catch it and they're going to run with it and they're going to grow. And then they're going to go ahead and throw another seed out there. This is what we're talking about. Planting seeds, throwing them, let them grow. You water them, they begin to spring up into something beautiful.
I had to write it down because otherwise I'll forget it, because I'm in my old age.
I love to. We both love to talk.
In my old age, I'll forget. But we got to remember one thing is we can't always help everybody. We can't always help everybody. You got to first help yourself and have you first have to grow within yourself first. You have to have yourself grow before you can go out and start grabbing people and throwing seeds out, because what are you going to feed them? When you go down, what's going to happen? They're going to look at you and be like, well, what did you just do? So we got to make sure that as seeds, as a plant, because that's what it is, we're plants. As we start to grow and we start to do these things and we start we got to have root, because they're going to be, we are people's Bibles. Some people may not read a Bible. Some people we may be people's Bibles.
The only Bible. This might be the only Bible that someone's ever going to hear.
People don't like to go to church because, and I'm going to be honest, people don't like to go to church because they get judged. I love having church in our lunchtime talk because I can wear a hat in service. I can come in t-shirts in service.
I have sandals on.
I can drink a rock star in service. I have
pants on.
But again, I want to make sure I want to make sure that we are understanding. Bible does say, don't forsake the assembly. We need church.
Yes.
We need church. And I'm missing church. I miss the interaction with people. I miss seeing everybody. I miss Dave at the front of greeting. I miss the donuts over there because I got to go buy my own donuts.
And today they were out because I told him. I said, Dave, you got to get up. You got to go get donuts because service is going to start pretty soon.
Yeah.
And
they only had like 4 donuts left, so I got them.
He wasn't very popular this morning.
No, I was not. I almost got kicked out of the house. But I want to make sure that we understand this. Who you surround yourself. That is a huge, Marcy, that is huge. Who you surround yourself with plays a big part of who you are. Grandmother always said, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. You can, I used to, when we ran youth, we used to have one of the teens go, well, man, I'm on fire. I love God. I'm going to go to the quinceañera because I want to go talk to everybody about God. Who'd better lie. Stop lying. Stop it. You want to go to the quinceañera because you want to get your dance on. You want to show everybody your moves. You can, if an alcoholic that's a recovering alcoholic cannot go to a bar and say, I'm going to go minister to the bar. They're going to minister to you. You're going to have, it's very easy because the Bible says it's easy to fall when you're by yourself. And it goes back to, and RJ said, show me your fruits. What fruit? It goes, I'm going to teach you something right now. Apples cannot grow with orange seeds. Apples cannot grow from an orange seed. Oranges grow from an orange seed. Apples grow from an apple seed. I'm not the most greenest thumbist like Sue. No green thumb. But I know that if you plant a stargazer seed, it's not going to come out roses. Mm-mm. The seeds that you plant are the seeds that you're going to produce. And I'm going to tell you that because it says that as you start to plant things, and the things that you start to plant, you reap what you sow. In Galatians, it talks about reaping what you sow. What seed are you planting? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What kind of plants are you surrounding yourself with? And I'm going to go into verse 8 because we got enough of this negativity, because I'm going to go into some positive stuff now. Let's get some positive stuff. We got all the bad stuff out and what not to do. Now let's go into what we're going to do and what happens to a seed that falls on good soil. Verse 8 says this. Let me go back to my Bible first. Verse 8 says this. But others fell on good ground and yielded a crop, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. Let me go to verse 23. It says this. It says that, where's it at? I lost my, man, I get ahead of myself and my eyes are everywhere. Verse 23, I think I need glasses. There it is. But he who receives seed on good ground is he who hears the word and understands it. Who indeed bears fruit and produces some 100-fold, some 60, and some 30. When you fall on that good ground, on that good soil, on that good stuff, when you start to fall on that good stuff and the seed gets rooted in and it starts to take in all the sun and it starts to get all the water and it starts to get all the fertilizer and it starts to eat that good stuff, it starts to take root. And when you start to take root, you start to spring up of that good fruit, that good soil, that good stuff. Have you ever noticed that organic fruits and vegetables taste so much better? Those that are vegetarians and vegans, they look for that good stuff, that good vitamin, that good the good minerals, the good things. It's not all easily tampered with all of the nothing. Yeah, there you go. Nothing added to it. There's no preservatives. And this is what we're gonna do. What's up, guys? What's up? One. We want to make sure that you understand that when you start to get with the good soil and you start to surround yourself around good plants, you start to produce that juicy fruit, grown with love. And I was in my and I know that some of your green thumbers, some of the people who are green thumbers, it says it and I missed it. It needs a plant to grow needs sun. It needs water. It needs good soil. It needs some food. But it also needs someone that takes care of it.
Needs love.
It needs love.
And even talking to it.
I know that, Lisa, you had that big plant. What's the big plant?
I had a huge...
Fern? No.
Yes.
It's a fern. And I think when you moved it, it was getting enough light and it was growing and it was open and the leaves are huge, right? But when she moved it, it got mad or it got sad. The plant got sad and it just dropped. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And Dave said it needs pruning. You're right, because there's also Bible that talks about suckers. A sucker is someone who leeches on you. We're talking about friends. This is getting deep. This right here, I told RJ, this is getting deep right now. It needs love. When you start to have people that just want to suck on you and they leech on you, they start to take all the preservatives. They start to steal all of the vitamins, all the good stuff, and it doesn't produce fruit. And it stops you from producing fruits. So, is it important who you hang around with? Yes. It is very important who you hang around with. Because those people will suck the life out of you.
And it sometimes we have to go away for a while. It doesn't mean that you don't like them. It doesn't mean that you don't care about them. But sometimes for our own sanity, for our own walk, we need to separate ourselves for a while.
That's it.
And that is to regain our strength, to refocus, to grow, to get stronger. Do we pray for them? Yes. Do we still love them? Yes. Get strong enough that, you can come back to those people and you can restart over again. You can show them love. You can be encouraging because, it says, the light always overcomes the darkness.
That's it. The light will always overcome darkness.
We never want to leave anybody. We never want to think we're too good for anybody of what we're doing or what we're learning, or just because, we're following God and we changed our life and we left that lifestyle. We never want to think that we're too good for anybody in the world that we left behind, because we're not. We're not. We're just people that we've grown tired of the life we were leaving and we wanted something different. We wanted something positive. And like I said, you grow, you get strong, and you begin to, come back to those people, and you still love them, you still care, and it doesn't mean you just want to make sure that you stop the negativity, that if there's someone's being negative, that you can easily turn the conversation around into something positive. And you just don't know the power of positivity. I think we forget the power of what positive words and love can do to somebody who is struggling and having a hard time. Just by you showing them love, and it doesn't have to mean that you're pouring God's word down their throat. It just means that you're there to listen, you're there to love them. If they come have something negative, that you're coming back with something positive. Yeah. That's all.
And I've talked about, we're talking about that stuff. And have you ever seen someone that comes in with a sour face all the time? They're always all, and then you start to catch yourself doing that, and you're like, wait, what am I doing? It's contagious. A smile's contagious. If you smile at somebody, they will smile back at you. And these are things that we gotta talk about, and we gotta to learn, and we gotta make sure that we're understanding. And I put that we gotta remember that faith is greater than fear.